Picture this. You're lying in bed one morning, eyes still half closed, listening to the soft hum of the refrigerator downstairs or maybe a distant lawnmower starting up, and you think to yourself that the day ahead will probably feel just like the last one. Nothing too exciting, just the usual slow start. Then you push the covers back, sit on the edge of the mattress, and right away, your back sends up that familiar little ache from staying in one position all night. Your knees feel tight like they've been glued shut, and when you finally stand, it takes an extra breath to feel steady. You sigh and say to yourself, well, that's just getting older, isn't it? Things stiffen up. Energy doesn't snap back like it used to. Little pains show up without asking permission. But here's something a lot of folks past 60 miss until someone lays it out plain and simple. A big chunk of that worn-out, heavy, creaky feeling isn't only the calendar flipping pages. There's often a quiet shortage going on inside that sneaks in so gradually you don't see it coming until life starts feeling like it's dragging you down instead of the other way around. I'm talking about low magnesium. This little mineral does so much behind the scenes every single day, and when your body runs short, so many everyday things, your muscles, your sleep, your mood, your energy, even the steady beat of your heart, begin to struggle in small ways that pile up into real frustrations. Let me sit down and talk with you about it like we're sharing a quiet cup of coffee at the kitchen table. Because once you understand what's really going on and make a few gentle changes, a lot of those daily burdens can start to lighten up in ways that feel almost surprising. Magnesium is like the steady, quiet helper your body counts on for hundreds of little jobs from the moment you open your eyes until you close them at night. It doesn't get the same attention as calcium for keeping bones strong or iron for preventing tiredness, but it works in the background on things that matter a great deal to how you feel every day. It helps your muscles loosen up after they've been tight from walking to the mailbox, carrying a bag of groceries, or just getting up and down from chairs all day long. It keeps your nerves calm so you don't feel jittery or wound up for no clear reason. It makes sure your heart keeps a smooth, even rhythm instead of fluttering or skipping here and there. It turns the food you eat into real usable energy so you're not dragging by lunchtime or feeling wiped out after simple tasks. It even helps your brain make the relaxing chemicals that let you fall asleep easily and stay asleep without waking up every couple of hours. When you were younger, your body usually got plenty from everyday foods. A handful of almonds as a snack while watching TV, some spinach mixed into eggs or soup, a banana after lunch, whole grain bread in the morning, even a square or two of dark chocolate in the evening as a little treat. But as the years go by, several things start working against you. Your digestive system doesn't pull minerals out of food as efficiently anymore. Certain common medicines, water pills for blood pressure, heartburn pills that reduce stomach acid, some antibiotics, even certain diabetes drugs, can cause your body to lose magnesium faster through urine. A lot of folks over 60 end up eating smaller meals, or skipping some of the magnesium-rich foods because appetite shrinks, digestion feels touchy, or cooking big meals just doesn't feel worth the effort anymore. Over months and years, those stores drop lower and lower, and that's when the body starts sending little signals that grow into bigger frustrations. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's someone I heard about from a friend who sees her at church every Sunday. Margaret was 72, always the one bringing homemade pies to potlucks, organizing the book club, and walking her little terrier around the block twice a day, no matter the weather. But over about a year and a half, she started waking up in the middle of the night with her calves locked in painful cramps. She'd be drifting off, and suddenly it felt like someone had yanked a rope tight around her leg muscle. She'd have to throw the covers off, swing her legs out of bed, stand on the cold floor, and push her toes up toward her shin to stretch it out. The pain was so sharp she'd end up with tears in her eyes, and then she'd be wide awake for an hour or more, heart pounding, trying to calm down enough to get back to sleep. Her feet would twitch under the blankets too, little jumps and kicks that kept her restless. In the morning she'd feel exhausted even though she'd been in bed all night. When she carried laundry up the stairs, she'd get these odd little flutters in her chest, like butterflies trapped inside, and she'd have to stop and catch her breath. Her mood swung more than usual. She'd snap at her husband over something small, like leaving a dish in the sink, then feel terrible and teary about it later. She told her doctor, "I'm just tired all the time and I don't feel like myself anymore." But the regular blood tests came back mostly normal, and the doctor suggested trying to rest more or maybe a mild sleep aid. Margaret started skipping her Thursday bingo nights with friends because she was too worn out to enjoy the chatter and laughter, and that hurt deeply. She felt like little pieces of her life were slipping away one by one. One afternoon she was complaining to her neighbor while they watered flowers together, saying she couldn't even stand in the garden long enough to plant tomatoes without her legs cramping up. The neighbor said, "Have you ever checked your magnesium? My sister had the exact same thing and a little supplement turned it around." Margaret laughed at first. Magnesium? That sounds like something for athletes. But she was tired of feeling this way, so she started reading up and decided to give it a try. She told her neighbor later, "I didn't think something so simple could make such a difference, but I'm sleeping better and the cramps are almost gone." Her neighbor smiled and said, "See? Sometimes it's the little things we overlook." Margaret even started looking forward to her walks again because her legs weren't betraying her anymore. She said it felt like she got her confidence back, like she could move through her day without that constant worry about the next cramp. Then there's Robert, a retired electrician in his late 60s. He used to be the guy all the neighbors called when a light fixture stopped working or an outlet sparked. Lately his hands would tremble when he tried to thread a small screw or even hold a coffee cup steady without spilling. He'd get headaches that felt like someone was squeezing his head with a tight band, usually starting in the early afternoon and lasting until evening. His mind felt foggy. He'd walk into the garage looking for a wrench and stand there wondering why he went in there. At night he'd fall asleep okay, but around 2 or 3 in the morning he'd wake up with his heart racing a little, thoughts spinning about nothing important, feeling anxious like something bad was about to happen even though the house was quiet. His blood pressure was harder to keep under control, even though he hadn't changed his medicine. He had this tight, heavy feeling in his chest sometimes that made him worry about his heart. He told his doctor, "I just feel off balance and not as sharp as I used to be." But the basic checkup didn't show anything big, so the doctor suggested cutting back on coffee and maybe trying some relaxation recordings. Robert started avoiding little repair jobs around the house because his hands shook too much and that made him feel useless. He'd sit in his recliner staring at the wall, wondering if this was all he had left. One evening he was talking to his son on the phone and said, "I used to feel like I could fix anything, but now even holding a screwdriver feels shaky." His son said, "Dad, have you ever looked into magnesium? I read it can help with tremors and energy." Robert said, "What does magnesium have to do with any of this?" But he was tired of feeling unsteady, so he agreed to try checking it out. A few weeks later he called his son back and said, "You know, I started taking a little magnesium at night and my hands are steadier already. The headaches are less frequent too. I didn't think something so simple could help this much." Robert even went back to fixing small things around the house. He told his son, "I feel like I have my hands back again." And you could hear the relief in his voice, like a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. Both Margaret and Robert were showing the classic signs of magnesium running low, and they're far from alone. You might recognize some of these in yourself or in someone you care about. Nighttime muscle cramps that wake you up suddenly, especially in the calves or feet, the kind that make you gasp and grab the mattress. Restless legs that keep twitching or jumping when you're trying to relax on the couch or read in bed. Little eyelid twitches or small tremors in your fingers when you hold a cup, a book, or try to button a shirt. Trouble staying asleep. You fall asleep okay but wake up several times, or you wake too early and can't drift back off. Feeling tired no matter how long you stay in bed, like your energy never fully charges up. heart palpitations or skipped beats that make you put your hand on your chest and wonder what just happened. Feeling anxious or on edge even when nothing big is wrong, like your nerves are wound too tight. Mood changes. Getting irritable over small things one minute, feeling teary the next, or just feeling flat and down more often than usual. Regular headaches that feel like pressure or a tight band around your head, especially in the afternoon or evening. Brain fog. Forgetting names you know well. Losing your train of thought in the middle of a sentence, or feeling like your mind is moving slower than it should. Blood pressure that's harder to keep steady, or that tight, heavy feeling in your chest that makes you worry. All of these can happen when magnesium is low because this mineral is involved in hundreds of everyday reactions inside your body, helping muscles relax properly, keeping nerves from overfiring, supporting a steady heartbeat, turning food into usable energy, and helping balance stress hormones so you don't feel wired all the time. The science behind it is actually pretty straightforward once you break it down. Magnesium helps control how calcium moves in and out of your cells. When magnesium is low, calcium can build up inside muscle cells and make them stay contracted. That's why you get those painful cramps and why muscles feel tight or stiff even after rest. It also regulates nerve signals, so when levels drop, nerves become overactive. That leads to twitches, restless legs, and that jumpy, anxious feeling. Magnesium helps your brain produce GABA, the calming chemical that helps you relax and sleep soundly. Without enough, you feel on edge or can't settle down. It supports the heart's electrical system so the beat stays even. Low magnesium can cause flutters, palpitations, or irregular rhythms. It plays a big role in turning the food you eat into energy inside the tiny power plants of your cells. When it's low, you feel tired and dragged out, even after a full night's sleep. It helps balance stress hormones like cortisol. Without enough magnesium, stress feels bigger and harder to shake off. And it helps relax blood vessels, so blood pressure stays steadier. Low levels can let pressure creep up slowly. Magnesium also helps control inflammation and oxidative stress in the body, so when it's low, those processes can get out of balance and add to aches, fatigue, and that overall worn-out feeling. It's not one dramatic event. It's hundreds of small daily jobs that start to struggle, and you feel the effects build up gradually until life just feels heavier than it should. The good news is that turning this around doesn't mean anything extreme or complicated. There's a gentle, senior-friendly approach called the Relax Protocol that's easy to follow and safe when done steadily. Relax stands for 5 simple steps: replenish, eat wisely, limit losses, adjust slowly, exercise lightly. Let's walk through each one together so you can see how it fits right into everyday life without feeling overwhelming. Replenish is all about bringing magnesium levels back up when they're low. Supplements are usually the quickest way to see a change. Magnesium glycinate and magnesium citrate are 2 of the best forms. They absorb well and are easy on the stomach. Start with 100 to 150 milligrams once a day, taken with a meal so it's gentle on your system. A lot of people prefer taking it at bedtime because it helps muscles relax and often improves sleep quality. If you have any kidney concerns or take certain medications, check with your doctor before starting. Some folks also like using magnesium oil. You rub it on your legs or arms before bed, or taking Epsom salt baths. Just add 2 cups of Epsom salts to a warm bath and soak for about 20 minutes 3 times a week. The magnesium can absorb through the skin, and the warm water feels wonderful on sore joints and muscles. The most important thing is consistency, rather than taking huge doses all at once. After 2 to 4 weeks of steady use, most people start noticing fewer cramps at night, better sleep, and that constant wired feeling beginning to ease. Go slow so your body adjusts comfortably. Eat wisely means adding magnesium-rich foods without trying to change everything overnight. A small handful of almonds, about 23 nuts, gives you around 80 milligrams and makes a nice snack while you're reading or watching your shows. Lightly steamed spinach or Swiss chard can be mixed into scrambled eggs, soups, or pasta without changing the taste much. A small serving of black beans or lentils in chili or a salad adds a good amount without feeling heavy. Pumpkin seeds are crunchy and tasty. Sprinkle 2 tablespoons on yogurt or oatmeal for about 100 milligrams. Bananas are gentle on the stomach and bring potassium along, which works hand in hand with magnesium. A square or 2 of dark chocolate, 70% or higher, gives 20 to 30 milligrams and feels like a little treat. Avocado sliced on toast or blended into a smoothie is smooth and filling. Whole grains like brown rice or oats keep the outer layer where most of the magnesium lives. The key is small, easy additions. Maybe swap white bread for whole grain a few times a week. Reach for nuts instead of cookies. Stir some greens into whatever you're already eating. Over a few weeks, these little changes add up to a steady supply that helps keep levels from dropping again. Try adding 1 new magnesium food every few days so it feels natural, not like a big diet overhaul. Limit losses means cutting back on the things that make your body lose magnesium faster than you can replace it. Processed foods are one of the biggest culprits. White bread, sugary cereals, sodas, packaged snacks often have phosphates that bind to magnesium and send it out through urine. Even 1 or 2 drinks of alcohol most evenings can increase loss. High salt from canned soups, fast food, or extra table salt makes your kidneys flush out more minerals. Stress is another silent thief. When you're tense or worried a lot, your body uses up magnesium quickly to calm nerves and muscles. Too much caffeine from coffee, tea, or energy drinks can speed up loss if you're having several cups a day. Certain medicines like diuretics for blood pressure, proton pump inhibitors for heartburn, some antibiotics, and certain diabetes drugs can deplete magnesium over time. Practical steps to help. Swap soda for water or herbal tea. Use herbs or lemon instead of extra salt. Cut back on coffee gradually and ask your doctor if any of your prescriptions might be affecting levels. Simple stress reducers like 5 minutes of slow, deep breathing when you feel tense can make a real difference over time. Even short walks in the fresh air help save the magnesium you already have. Adjust slowly is all about making changes in a way that feels comfortable and safe. Start low, maybe 100 milligrams of supplement, and only add another 50 milligrams every 4 or 5 days if your stomach feels okay. Always take it with food to improve absorption and lower the chance of any loose stools. If you like the bath idea, start with 1 soak a week and build up to 3. Pay attention to how you feel. Better sleep, fewer cramps, calmer nerves are all positive signs. Things are moving in the right direction. If you notice anything uncomfortable, too much loose stool, dizziness from lower blood pressure, cut back a little and talk to your doctor. The goal is a gentle, steady increase so your body adapts without any upset. Most people find a comfortable spot around 300 to 400 milligrams total from supplements plus food after about a month, and that's usually enough to maintain good balance going forward. Keeping a simple little note on your phone or in a notebook, how your legs felt at night, how you slept, your energy level, can help you see the progress week by week. Exercise lightly helps your body use magnesium more efficiently and keeps blood moving so the mineral reaches every part that needs it. Nothing intense, no long gym sessions or running. A gentle 15 to 20-minute walk after breakfast gets your legs moving and your circulation going. In the evening, try easy stretches. Reach your arms overhead, bend slowly at the waist, roll your shoulders in circles to help tight muscles release. Chair yoga or gentle Tai Chi classes at a local senior center build strength and balance without any strain. Gardening counts too. Watering flowers, pulling a few weeds, moving around outside is light activity plus fresh air. Water aerobics in a warm pool is wonderful because it's easy on joints and lets magnesium relax muscles while you move. Aim for some light movement 5 or 6 days a week. It helps your body hold on to magnesium longer and makes everything feel looser and easier overall. If 10 minutes is all you can manage at first, that's fine. Just start there and add a little more each week as it feels good. A few important precautions so everything stays safe. Always talk to your doctor before starting supplements, especially if you have kidney problems, heart rhythm concerns, or take medicines like antibiotics, bisphosphonates for bones, or diuretics. Taking too much can sometimes cause loose stools, low blood pressure, or, very rarely at normal doses, irregular heartbeat. If your blood pressure is already on the low side, keep an eye on how you feel when you start. If you ever feel dizzy, unusually weak, or have trouble breathing, stop right away and call your doctor. Pregnant or breastfeeding needs are different, but that's not usually an issue for folks over 60. It's always better to be safe. Get the okay from your doctor, and maybe ask for a magnesium blood test if possible. The wonderful part is watching the changes happen step by step. In the first week or two, nighttime cramps and restless legs often start to fade. Nights get quieter and more restful. Then energy begins to come back. Everyday chores like folding laundry or walking to the mailbox don't leave you as wiped out. Sleep improves. You fall asleep easier, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling more refreshed instead of groggy. Heart flutters settle down. Blood pressure becomes easier to manage. That anxious edge softens. Mood lifts. You find yourself smiling more, snapping less, feeling steadier emotionally. Brain fog starts to clear. Names come back faster. Thoughts feel sharper. Memory seems a little more reliable. Margaret, after about 2 months, was back walking her dog every morning without pain and enjoying bingo nights again, laughing with her friends. She told her neighbor, "I feel alive again, like I got part of myself back." Robert's hand tremors calmed down, headaches became rare, and he was back in his garage fixing lamps and outlets with steady hands. He told his son, "I didn't even realize how much I'd been struggling until I wasn't struggling anymore." Here's the simple challenge. Give the Relax Protocol a fair 30-day try. Pick just one step to begin with, maybe a small handful of almonds every day or 100 milligrams of magnesium at bedtime. Add another step each week as you feel ready. Keep a short note, how your legs felt at night, how your sleep was, your energy during the day. After a month, look back at your notes. You might notice the heaviness lifting, the little daily struggles fading, life starting to feel lighter and easier again. This isn't about magic pills or huge promises. It's about quietly giving your body the magnesium it's been asking for, so it can do what it used to do naturally. When that happens, so many of those everyday burdens start to ease away, leaving more space for the things that matter. Watching grandchildren play, enjoying a slow walk in the sunshine, sleeping soundly through the night. These years deserve to feel good, not heavy.